Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and I'm here in West Bromwich. And today what I thought to do is take you along the West Bromwich Ringway. Well, yeah, it doesn't sound particularly exciting, does it? But the West Bromwich Ringway was in fact one of the worst demolished areas in West Bromwich since the Second World War. It was the site of Paradise Street. So what I'm going to do is have a look around and see if there's anything left or anything that you can remember from the days when Paradise Street used to exist. So let's go and have a look, shall we? Okay then folks, so this is where our journey begins in our quest to find where Paradise Street used to begin and end. I'm standing here on the junction of the West Bromwich Ringway ahead of me. To the right we've got Moore Street, and behind me we have Price Street. And Price Street's not quite the original road as it was. It has been curved slightly to go around the metro line. But you've got Isons Road up there, and Victoria Street, and Oak Lane. On the corner here we've got the Woodman Corner. Those of you of a certain age would remember this is the Golden Cross. It was a pub, and it then changed its name in 1983 to Busby's. But there was always trouble in Busby's, I remember. And it finally closed down. I think it became something called the Crack House for a while. Then it was this place, the Woodman Corner, a bar and restaurant, but as you can see, it's no longer in use. Okay folks, so what we're going to do is see if we can track down where Paradise Street used to be, because those of you who remember Paradise Street, I for one don't remember it at all. But I'm going to see if I can find where it used to run. Paradise Street, it used to run parallel more or less with the High Street. And as you can see, this is where it would have gone, and I'm going to hit a lot of insurmountable issues with regards to obstacles such as this bus station. Before we attempt to find Paradise Street, I'm now walking on the West Bromwich. I'm here on the West Bromwich Ringway, but this didn't used to be a road. There was a road here that left Paradise Street just ahead, and it would join up with this bit here called Ling Lane. We've still got a bit of Ling Lane left. There you go, Ling Lane, and it crosses the metro line. Used to be the Great Western Railway, and that would lead you there down to Sam's Lane. Just take you a little bit further along here. You can see that building there on the left. Just there, that was the New King Cinema. And when it closed in 2002, it became Nickleby's, a nightclub. Now, if I was to just pan over there, you would have a railway, you'd have a fire station, and next to the fire station there was a service road that you could access by car or foot and walk down here to the West Bromwich railway station. As you now can see, it's now become metro station, West Bromwich Central, and you can see the old retaining walls of the old station. There's Price Street ahead of me, just beyond this ice cream cone thing that I think used to light up at night, but I'm not sure if it does anymore. Now we're now on the more or less walking along Paradise Street. I'm not sure if you can get a clear view as to where the fire station used to be. That opened in 1930. It was around here somewhere. The fire station would have been here. Okay. And beyond the fire station along here there'd be several works, such as the oil works and the tallow works in the distance. Not that I would know any of those, of course. Okay, so now we can kind of trace a bit of the Paradise Street along here as we head towards the King Square. And the King Square was built on the site of Queen Street and Paradise Street. There's something else I want to show you just here. Many of you have come to the bus station and you may not have noticed this, but it's this very well preserved clock. It's called a Bundy clock, and how it would work was back in the days of the trams, and that's where these clocks began. The tram owners would want to know where the driver was at a particular time, and that he wasn't running late or early for that matter. So just about in here there'd be a spool of paper, and when the driver had the special key, he would get out of his bus or tram, put it into the lock, turn it, and it would record the time when he turned the key. So the owners of the buses or the tram company at the time would know exactly at what time the driver had reached that destination. Yeah, the Bundy clocks were so called because they were an import from America. I presume Bundy was the name of the guy who invented them. And you can see the clock face doesn't tell the time any longer. It's no longer in use. It's unusual because I don't think there's too many of these around now. And I do believe that the drivers used to get out of their buses in Carter's Green and actually you still use it. But now it's all automated from where the driver sits now in the bus. But there you go. And it's good to see that West Bromwich Corporation decided to preserve it, as most things they don't like preserving, because you know what they're like. They like to pull everything down and bulldoze it and destroy it. This little reminder from the days of the trams and the early buses, it still stands here at the West Bromwich bus station. Yeah, just here we got the New King's cinema. That was a three-screen cinema that was built in 1975. It closed in 2002. This looks like another shop now that's all closed down. There used to be a Poundland, I think. But here would have been the entrance doors to the cinema, and we used to queue all the way down there into the centre, because there was no auditorium as such to stand and queue. Just ahead here would have been the Arcadia. If you remember that used to go from here in Paradise Street, and you'd walk through it and end up in the High Street. I can't remember too many of the shops. There was a dance hall, there was a dancing lesson shop, an ironmonger's, an ice cream parlour or something up there, a hat shop. That's about all I can remember in the Arcadia. Next to it here, where all this red and white panelling is, that was the St George's Cinema. That was another old cinema. It used to be a wireworks at one time. It was opened in 1920 as a cinema, and then it closed in 1962. Okay, we're walking on Paradise Street now. Okay, so this is the Paradise Street along here, and on to my left you've got Iceland, but these used to be all houses along here on my left, and to my left there now that would have been Queen Street. With all these people sitting here in this cafe area. There used to be a fountain of sorts, a globe fountain used to be in the middle there. Yeah, Queen Street would run directly up there and join Paradise Street. I think I'll just have a quick look down here. This is a kind of a service route for the indoor market, and I'm looking at the indoor market is a disaster, and there's all talk that they're going to move the indoor market to the high street, and then I don't know what they do with this building then. But currently the indoor market's a disgrace, and it has been for quite some time. I'm taking you along here just to show you what would have been just here at the end of Queen Street. Now I'm just sort of guessing here, but this would be here the site of the Old King's Cinema. The Old King's Cinema was opened in 1927. It was closed in 1973, and it had that red King's neon sign that used to light up at night, and you could see for miles, you know. But we're having to guess slightly as to approximately where it was, but it was around here. And behind the King's Cinemas, where I've just shown you, would have been the railway station. Let's go back in and yeah. Oh God, while I'm here, I'll have a quick look in here. A quick look in this deserted, desolate market hall. The food hall this is. There's a bit of fish and a bit of meat down there. There's hardly anything here, is there? Market day every day. Bakers. I did actually come along here a couple of months back, and it was a disaster area then. It's a disaster area now, actually. Let's have a look all here. You can see all the stalls all shuttered and closed. There is talk, as I said, that this place is going to be moving. But you can see everywhere as well. There's hardly anything here. Okay, I was just talking to one of the store holders in here, because I understand that this place is going to be moving out of here in 2025 to a new premises in the high street. But he's none the wiser. He doesn't. One or two from the council have approached him and explained to him that it could happen or it might happen, but he's none the wiser. He hasn't got no idea. So anyway, we're en route now to. We've just come out of the market stall, and I thought I'd just have a quick look around there. Now, in theory, now we're back on Paradise Street. Okay. I should just show you some of the stores that are here. Yeah, as you can see, this part of the shopping centre is very quiet. Okay, so toilets over there. There's a toilet block over there. Okay, there's plenty of these places. Nail care. Okay, then we're out of here. That's part of King's Square. Now this is the interesting bit. You've got Wilko ahead of me, but he's all closed down now. Now Paradise Street obviously would have carried on through this building. As you can see, there aren't many I can't really get very far, because when they absolutely demolished Paradise Street, these are the sorts of things they constructed. Shopping centres and other stores, and completely redeveloped the road system. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to try and bypass this building now and see if there's anywhere else I can pick up the... Oh yeah, just one thing here. Just ahead of me here, this building, that would have been the site of another cinema that we had. It was not a very popular one, but it was called the Electric Palace. It did close down in 1957 after it had opened in 1910, so it had been up to 47 years, but it closed in 1957 as a cinema. It was just up there, just up around here somewhere, but I never knew that cinema, obviously, way before my time. It didn't do very well, and I think the building was standing for quite some time before it was demolished. Probably late 60s, early 70s, like everything else around here. Yeah, so Paradise Street would still be kind of running up there, and we've got this big building here, which is which used to be a supermarket. It was constructed as Safeway, and then it became, I don't know, what was a Netto, was it? And it may have been a Morrison's. It was fair few. It's had a fair few uses. It's now a gym. I'm just looking up there where these cars are just about there. Is still Paradise Street running parallel with the rear of the High Street. Okay, as you can see, I can't go any further again, so I've got to try and get round this particular building. If I remember rightly, just here, we used to have a entrance and exit barrier to this car park for Safeway, and the base there, still the original base there used to be a hut. You used to check your ticket or something like that. Anyway, I digress. Let's go up these steps, and more sirens all kicking off in West Bromwich. Okay, so I thought I'd take you along here, the West Bromwich Ringway. And when we talk about the shops of Paradise Street, I do understand that there was things like a Peacock's that used to be at the end of Paradise Street, towards the top end, where I am. Top end, and there was in fact a roller skating rink in Paradise Street. It's a bit difficult to see from here, but where you've got Sandwell College just ahead of me, just about there where the staircase is, there would have been a road called Barrow Street. I'm only highlighting it because even though you wouldn't have a clue where it would be, and I'm only guessing, but Barrow Street would go a few yards, and at the bottom you turn right to some factories near the railway line, the tallow works, etc. And if you went left, you'd end up on Spon Lane. Yeah. Okay, so that's Barrow Street disappeared. Paradise Street has disappeared off the map. A guy called Edward Woodward in the 1880s, who was a licensee of the Flower Pot down Spon Lane. He popularised roller skating in a big way in this country, and he actually invented a roller skate that had 5 rubber wheels on it, and opened a roller skating rink in Paradise Street. and but unfortunately there was a fire and it burned down, and it was no more after 1930. Okay, we're on Spon Lane. I've just thought I'd take a small detour just to show you where Spon Lane is. I did a video of Spon Lane. Just ahead of me there, just next to that hedge was Thomas Street. You used to be able to drive onto Thomas Street off Spon Lane. This was Spon Lane, but Spon Lane now begins down by that bus stop down there, and now we're used to be Spon Lane, but now it's the West Bromwich Ringway. And now I'm walking now on the site of another cinema, which should never have been knocked down, but because they decided they wanted to build this ring road, it had to be demolished, and demolished it was. And now, because of all the obstructions, as you can see, the gym is in the way of Paradise Street. I can perhaps show you where it would have ended, as it would have joined up with Dartmouth Square, the High Street. Okay, so we're here on Dartmouth Square. Now, where you can see the furniture and electrical store, this is where Paradise Street would begin. Okay, as you can see, there's no way I can actually follow the true line of the actual road, because there's too many buildings in the way now. But I just have this feeling that Paradise Street was one of those very famous streets that really should never have been demolished. Here's the pedestal clock, and it was a roundabout here also, which used to have the underground toilets. Most unusual, and they was there right from, I don't know, about 1910. I'm not sure when they got finally closed them down. Yeah, but underneath here there was toilets. And yeah, this was a West Bromwich Building Society. Next to it was a job centre. I have done a video of these, of the Duchess and Princess Parade, if you want to check them out. What I'll do, I'll just have a quick walk up here in Bull Street. This is actually called Bull Street, West Bromwich Ringway. And the reason for why they demolished Paradise Street was to actually create this ringway, which was a one-way system that went round both the King's and Queen's squares. And I'll just take you to where the one-way system would have gone. We've more or less walked up the West Bromwich Ringway behind me. Well, in fact, we'll just have a quick look behind me there. There you go, there's the college at the bottom. It's nice to see they've landscaped this particular area. It's not too bad. It looks quite tidy. Not so much this thing here, this anti-social graffiti stuff, although of course they paid thousands for some artists to come along and emblazoned it with all kinds of colours and the name West Bromwich over it. I think it's only temporary, because I think they're going to build something behind there. Behind there was the multi-storey car park, which has been demolished now for a few years. But this is where the one-way system would be. It would come round here, and it would circle it would cut through the shopping centres ahead where the barriers are. That would be the road, but now it's just a service road, and the ringway now continues ahead of me, and you go left at the island ahead. Anyway, I think that's it for our little journey in trying to discover where Paradise Street is. and it's sad to see that Paradise Street has been totally obliterated, and in its place is a bus station and not a lot much else, to be fair. It makes you wonder what their thinking is when they set about demolishing large swathes of the area. Okay then folks, so that's the end of our walk along West Bromwich Ringway. You know, it's so difficult to determine exactly where all the many shops and industries that used to lie along Paradise Street, because so many obstructions now, like the back ends of the shopping centre and the market hall and the bus station, has simply stopped me being able to walk along what would have been the original stretch of Paradise Street. But anyway, maybe you've got better memories than me as to where it all went and where it all began and where it all ended, and what shops used to run along there. But that's what it looks like today. So if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you on the next one.